You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's been a long time since we've done that wonderful thing known as a new raid video. That's right, Maz Kanata is in the game, and I thought I'd do a little bit of testing to see what we can make work with this new girl. Absolutely fantastic. I do have some on-demand teams for you. Let's go check them out. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It has been some time, but my Maz is now Relic 9, so I thought, let's go ahead and check out what we can do with Maz at the highest tier of difficulty. Now, the good thing about Maz's team and the pirate faction in general is that, typically speaking, if it works at Relic 9 tier, it'll work at all the tiers below it. You just have to slightly adjust the speeds and the offense stats and all that sort of good business to make sure that you are in as good a position as you possibly can be. Now, spoiler warning, I've got my God mods on these guys because God mods is what I like to do. I always remod for every single raid. That's to get the best possible juice out of the team. So this is the team that we're going to be using, and I'm going to test another one right afterwards because I think it's going to work. First of all, turn order. Maz wants to go first, then it's Kix, and then it's Athano. I've modded her for speed and health. Health will translate into the pirate modifier whenever we've got profit. We're going to use an ability on the enemy. We'll do 10% of our max health as damage to the enemy. True damage, 13k true damage, that's fine. 350 speed. We want her going first, we want her going fast, before Kix has taken a turn. Before Kix, yes, but before Fox as well, okay? The rest of it, not so important. I've got 6k offense or 10k special offense on her. Next up, Kix. He wants to go second, ladies and gentlemen, and I've tried to get as much offense as I can on him, okay? So he's got 115k health nearly. That's still going to translate into that same sort of extra 10% max damage. 341 speed. I think the minimum is like 335 on the R9 tier. And then finally, I've got him with about 6k offense. I've got that offense in there because we do need every tiny little bit of additional damage that you can pump out. You really want to try and get that, you know? That's really tempting to recalibrate this health into offense, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then finally, we've got Ithano over here. Ithano modded him for offense and speed. 340 speed, he must go after Kix. I think it's actually okay if he goes after the enemy Fox, but before the enemy Apo, okay? So a little bit of nuance there, but so long as he's not going before Kix, that's good. And 10.8k offense, okay? So that's the team, that's the turn order and the modding. Let's get into the battle. Alrighty then, so what do we want to do? We want to win. We want to start off, target the enemy Fox, and we're going to be using this as second special down here, Keeper of Secrets. This is a really good special ability, particularly for the raid. What it's going to do, it's going to steal the stealth off the disguised clone troopers, which is great. It's going to give it to our allies, which is great. And then it's going to put 3 stacks of exposes on the enemy that they can't resist, which is fabulous. Exposes is really good damage in this raid because the enemy can't mitigate that damage, and they've got loads of max health. So we'll use that, and booyah! Check that out. Straight away, Fox is half dead. Half dead. And look at all these exposes. Brilliant. So Kix is going to stay on Fox. First special, and you want to call in Ithano. And we should nearly kill the Fox, okay? Then, oh, looks like we had a dodge over here. Shouldn't matter. You're then going to target Apo, and you need to use the second special from your Ithano. And you have to kill one of the disguised clone troopers. You have to kill Fox, and you have to kill Apo, okay? All 3 of those things must happen. Hey. Hey, that's also really good. If you can kill everybody apart from these 2, that is a really solid start, okay? You want to use your Dire Fortitude as soon as possible so we can start earning those buffs. It's really good if you get rid of both of those disguised clone troopers, because then they can't put heal immunity on you and stuff like that. I'm going to use the second special over here, get a little bit of health, and then, yeah, let's go ahead, and it's kind of tempting to go after this guy, just because I want to get rid of the advantage that he's got going on there. Okay, great. So we'll easily be able to kill this dude before it's too late. Kind of want to have a look and see what the cooldown situation looks like over here. Yeah, still 2 on there. We could do the mass assist over here, or we could just do a basic. Essentially, we want to make sure that whoever's turn it is afterwards, you don't want Maz, essentially, to be the person that shakes the hand, okay? You don't want Maz shaking the hand at all. So we're going to use the event special ability here. We're going to basic. Maz is going to skip her turn and then somehow cleanse. I don't understand how that happened, but whatever. Looks like the worst thing that could happen did happen, but I think we'll be okay all the same. So go after the disguised clone troopers. This might not be an ideal run right now. It was good that we managed to kill both disguised clone troopers nice and early, but that opener there just went a little bit screwy. Little bit screwy. Okay, let's get the heal up right now. Usually, if you have beaten the first wave, you're going to be okay. Just going to get those exposes out. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Let's go ahead and do the big AoE and clear the board. Wonderful. All right, so there's the 3 stacks. Let's go ahead and use this first special. That's going to help us with a mass assist, of course, but also lower the cooldowns and give us some extra turn meter ready for the last wave. Let's go ahead and call in my boy Ithano. Get some good damage over there. Retribution kicking in. Absolutely clutch. Wonderful. We've always got that first revive. Yeesh. The second revive isn't a thing, though. Okay, let's go after this Nightfall Trooper over here. Let's heal up right now, get that damage immunity as well. That damage immunity is absolutely wonderful. And then we'll use the second special once again. Oh, I love that second special so much. It does such good things in this raid. And you see the absolute clear that we did there. Wonderful, wonderful. All that matters is if you can scale your damage output at the start to get rid of Fox and Apo, and at least one of the disguised clone troopers, so you don't actually trigger the execute from Lord Vader, you're going to have an absolute fine time with this. That being said, I think there are other comps that we can use here. Now, I did do a little bit of testing trying to figure out some other teams. I get pretty close using a Quiggled setup. You can also get pretty close using Hondo as a setup, or you can just throw in Quiggled as an extra or extra characters just in general to make it work. So if you're having trouble with it being just a 3-man team, maybe just throw in Quiggled over here as some additional support. You want to use the same starting setup, mass assist over there on Fox, of course. You can do this nice juicy AoE over here to get some really good damage out, just like that. And then go ahead, target the enemy Apo, use the nice big AoE, get some good damage, and then boom, 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 defeat enemies quite a bit quicker than normal. Then we'll use the event special ability for Dire Fortitude and start taking out the enemies over here. Not too bad. I'm saving that second special from Quiggled, obviously, just to try and get ourselves into a good position at the end. Mass assist there, going to give us some turn meter, also going to reduce cooldowns. And then let's go ahead and get everybody blinded right now. Oh, nearly everybody blinded at least. Good. Now, we could do the second special, but I think I'll just put the second event special out there to put some good damage when we do our debuffs. Wonderful. Let's go ahead, target this clone trooper, do the nice AoE, should get rid of everybody just like that. Absolute piece of cake over here. Absolute piece of cake. And then round into the second wave, or the third wave, apologies. We should be able to take out the disguised clone trooper. So yeah, I wouldn't say this is necessary. You can obviously do it with a 3-man, but it is a lot easier if you start taking in some additional units. You don't have to worry nearly so much. You've got a lot more in your arsenal to try and take care of the enemy, as it were. So yeah, definitely a lot better to go in with a full squad. A full squad, and like I said, it doesn't have to be Quiggled. You can also take in, OG Hondo, and I imagine even Brutus or Smee would also work. It's just a little bit of additional DPS. Obviously, if you take a full team, it's even easier again, because you don't have to worry whatsoever then about the execute stacks, because you've got so many more units. Either way, I'm enjoying Maz so far. There's going to be a lot more testing that I'm going to be doing with her, see what I can figure out. Gives us a nice Pirate King Hondo split where we can use Maz with, let's say, Kix and Ithano, and then you can use Pirate King Hondo with the likes of OG Hondo and Smee, or OG Hondo and Brutus, and you'll be able to get 2 max score teams there. Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.